Welcome back to the Cardinal Chirp. I'm Alayna.
I'm Paris.
And I'm Jesse.
For today's episode, we have an alumni episode. Miss Cox had assigned each of us to do our own podcast script, and this is what I had come up with. And since we can't have everybody in the classroom interviewing personally, they each submitted their own video from home.
Which I think is a great idea because anymore we use technology so much, and it's a great way to connect with people who are, living in different states now or doing their own thing. So, yeah, I think it was a great idea, Alayna. I think you executed it very well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we had 7 submissions, and we really appreciate all that have participated in this. It has really made this episode possible, and yeah, thank you.
Hello, I'm Miranda Lovett. I graduated in 2015. In high school, I was in basketball and volleyball. Had a lot of fun in those. In basketball, I think my junior year, we won regionals, so that was fun, and it was a really good team. A lot of good girls in that. In volleyball, I just really enjoyed that sport. I was a setter, because I'm short, so that makes sense. But it was fun. Clubs I was in, let's see, back then we had business club, science club, Spanish club, and we got to go to like a Mexican restaurant. That was nice. Drama club, I did that my freshman year. I think that was the only year we had drama club, and we did Grease. So that was fun. A lot of hours put into that, but I think it was a pretty good production. I think my mom even has like the DVD of it from back then. Yeah, that was cool. I think after that, the school just kind of lost a lot of clubs, and now it mostly focuses on other things, but it was cool to be there in the part of time when there was a bunch of options. For prom and homecoming in 2015, the year I graduated, I was prom queen, which was definitely a shock for me, but it was really fun. Just being able to go with your friends and hang out with them and have fun, dance like nobody cares. It was a good time. Class officer, I think I am actually the vice president of my class. My best friend Jamie was president, and I said, okay, I'll be vice president. Favorite memory from high school? Honestly, I think my favorite memory is just hanging out with my friends, like still being a child, not having all the responsibilities of an adult, and then just being able to have fun and let loose and just do goofy things. I mean, those are memories you're gonna remember forever, and people you're gonna remember forever. Some of my best friends, Jamie Bible, Ariel Porter, Jasmine Andrews, Allison Fender. I mean, some of them are married now and their last names have changed, but like just those times when we could be innocent and fun and goof off and just enjoy life. Like that was probably my best memory of high school, is just the times with them. College, yes, I went to Eastern straight out of high school. I really loved it there, great college. I graduated top of my class in business marketing, so that was fun too. Still working hard and everything. What am I doing now? I currently live in Taylorville. I worked for an internet company for 5 years, and I just moved to a new internet company. I work for Connexus out of Sullivan now, and I enjoy that. It takes me all over the state, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of meeting new people and going to new places, and that's something I enjoy. So that's what I'm doing now. Hobbies, for a while there, I was making pottery and stuff. I mean, that's fun. It was just something to be creative with, and I always like being creative. But yeah, so that's kind of my life now. Hopefully that answers your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Miranda Lovett, for joining us today. We really enjoyed learning that you were a part of drama club, Spanish club, as well as being prom queen. Great job with everything you're doing, and good luck with your future.
Hi, I'm Audra Clodfelter, formerly Otter Newbie. I'm a 2006 graduate of North Clay High School, and yes, I am related to your high school principal. When I was a student at North Clay, I was involved in several clubs and activities, including band and chorus and pep club. I was also in the gifted enrichment program. I was freshman class president. I served on student council and was involved in several other activities and clubs during my time there. my favorite thing about being at North Clay, my favorite memory is being a part of the Lady Cardinals basketball team. My freshman year, the team won its second consecutive conference and conference championship. So we were two-time MTC conference and MTC conference championship conference tournament champions. And I know I was a part of 1 year of that, and I was happy and proud to have played a role in that team. One of my greatest memories. But I also really, when I look back, really enjoy all of the times that I was involved in like pep band, the pep club, sitting in that student cheer section, being involved in different celebratory weeks and crazy dress up days and everything that like really got into the spirit of what it meant to be a North Clay Cardinal and cheer on other Cardinal athletics and other achievements. Those were some really fun days. Another favorite memory I'll always remember, and this might be a little obsolete for some watching this. I remember the day that Mr. Grubaugh's oldest daughter was born. He might not like me telling this story, but it's so great. He wore a beeper because he couldn't have his cell phone on him. He had a beeper, and that beeper would only go off if he was needed at the hospital. And it was my senior year of high school. I was in study hall, it was girls' study hall. We're all doing homework, very quiet, very just very peaceful study hall. Nothing going on until that beeper went off, and Mr. Grubaugh practically sprinted out of the classroom, left the door open, didn't say a word to any of us, didn't need to. We all knew what was happening. He just disappeared. I think we saw him sometime the next week looking like a very proud father who was very excited about his daughter's birth. But we all it was so funny because we all knew he didn't have to say anything. And we just sat there and waited for an adult to come supervise us. It was a really funny time. It was a really great story. Several of my favorite memories involve Mr. Grubaugh. So it was a good teacher, fun teacher to have around. I won't tell you the most embarrassing story that I have about Mr. Grubaugh. We'll save that for another time. So after I left North Clay, I graduated in 2006. I went to Greenville University, and I, thanks to North Clay's dual credit program, graduated a semester early in December 2009. I also, in 2013, enrolled in Eastern Illinois University's graduate program, and in 2015, I graduated with my master's degree in communication and with an emphasis in strategic communication, which is essentially organizational communication and public relations. So I am an alum of North Clay High School, Greenville University, and Eastern Illinois University. Go Cardinals, go Panthers. I am married to Noah. We've been married for 13 years. We have two precious children. Micah is 6 and in first grade. Owen is 4 and in preschool. We live in Olney, so my kids do attend Richland County Elementary School. They are Olney Tigers. My hobbies these days include, aside from parenting and doing activities with my kids like kinetic sand and Play-Doh and science experiments, I also like to knit and crochet and read in my spare time. I'm currently employed at Found It Technologies. It is a software company. We're known as a software as a service company, and we provide software solutions to nonprofit organizations and community foundations. My role as an implementation specialist, I train community foundation clients on how to use our grant and scholarship management software. So how to build grant or scholarship applications and how to accept applications and manage those awards. I, for a long time, felt that I wanted to work either for a nonprofit, which I did for several years, or work to support nonprofits. And that's one of the most fulfilling things about my job. All of my clients work in the nonprofit industry, so I am constantly working to help those nonprofits be more efficient, to maximize their impact, and to make the workload of those clients much easier, so make their lives a little bit better and help them help their clients. So it's a very rewarding position. I work from home, which is a bit of an adjustment after working in the office for so long, but I do work from home. I love working from home. It's great. My kids are always around. My husband's always around. So I get to spend a lot of quality time with my family, while also I hope, making a difference in this world. So if you have any questions or want to hear that story about Mr. Grubaught, it's nothing too embarrassing, but if you want to hear it, you can connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Thanks.
Thank you, Audra, for sharing your experience here at North Clay. We really liked that you were in pep band. We don't have that anymore, so I think that's really cool that you got to experience that. And I think it's really awesome what you're doing with your nonprofit and where you work at, and I wish you good luck.
Hey, Jenny Bailey. I was class of 1990 from North Clay. The things that I remember about high school wasn't really sports or clubs that I was in. It was kind of experience things that are the fond memories for me. So probably the biggest one was traveling with FFA. We went to National Convention, State Convention, and those were always a really good time. We always had overnight trips, and those were probably the most fun. I also remember our senior trip was a ton of fun. We had awesome class sponsors, and we went to the Lake of the Ozarks, and we had a really, really good time. I think it was back when they still let us have overnight spring or senior trips, and so that was probably 3 or 4 nights. It was a really good time. The other thing that I just think is fun when I look back at high school is that people that I was in high school with that maybe were a year or two older or younger than me, now we have kids in the same FFA program, so that's super fun. To kind of just look back and imagine that my classmates were going to be like my peers someday and we're going to be raising kids together, so that's super fun. I did go to college, so I went to Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. I laid out a year, so I laid out a year of high school, then I went to Carbondale, and it took me 5 years to get through Carbondale because I was not what you would call an academic by any stretch of the imagination. Being a good student was not on my radar screen. I was very social, and I had a really good time when I was at Carbondale. That was back when we were the top 20 party schools in America. So then I went to work. After college, I moved to Houston, and I lived in Houston and worked there downtown or in the Galleria area for about 10, 12 years. Had 2 kids. I moved back to Southern Illinois. I got my master's degree from Carbondale as well around 2017, and currently I am a consultant for a company out of Kentucky, and people always ask me, what do you do? And it's really, really hard to explain, but essentially we activate strategy through people, and I spend most of my time doing something that's called being a transformation strategist. So I actually work with senior leadership, CEOs, COOs, CNOs, CMOs, if it's in a hospital setting, on how to transform their organization. So there's a lot of change going on in industry right now, whether it be artificial intelligence, whether it be within the hospital system, the payer mix and setups with CMS, quality, a lot of change in nursing and hiring, turnover, and what's happening in the healthcare industry. And so regardless of what industry it is, I go in and I just work with senior leaders to help them transform their organization and just work through what that looks like. So that's what I do. I spend a lot of time traveling for work, so there's not a ton of the work that I do in Clay and the surrounding counties, so I spend a lot of time on the road, so that's very enjoyable for me. When I was in Houston, I traveled as well, so did quite a bit of international work. So I got to do work in South America, South Africa, was responsible for work up in Canada, and just really enjoyed my time doing international travel as well. So that's a little bit about me and where I am now, and it was really good to catch up with everybody, and I just love how innovative North Clay is being, and that you reached out for all these questions. You guys take care.
Thank you, Jenny Bailey, for speaking on your experiences about FFA and sharing your love for travel and how it kind of started with the senior trip.
Hey, I'm Rachel Thompson. I graduated in 2003. I was super involved in school with the different things. I was part of the drama club, the yearbook staff, and I was class officer all 4 years. And then the biggest memory I have, though, is being part of the basketball team. And we beat Flora my senior year, so we still celebrate that, and that was a big win for us. And so after high school, I went on to Alayna Central College and went into teaching to elementary. And then from Alayna, I went on to EIU to get my bachelor's degree. Came back to North Clay, and I taught for 8 years, taught elementary, loved it, and then decided to go into the business world. And so for the last 11 years, I have had my own photography business, so Curtain Reach Photography. So I work from home, love what I get to do. I have been married for almost 18 years to Curtis, and we have 3 sons. Our twins are 15 and our youngest is 10. So we love to travel. We love, just hang out as a family and going on mission trips and serving. So, so loved my experience at North Clay, and I'm happy to be an alumni.
Thank you, Rachel Thompson, for joining us and talking about your story here at North Clay and how that impacted you to come back and teach here. We admire you and we thank you for joining.
Hi, my name is Jess Holloway. I'm maiden name Fender. I am part of the class of 2003 at North Clay. While at North Clay, I got to participate in a lot of different clubs, National Honor Society, and sports. Some of my favorite memories come from playing sports with my best friends. I played 4 years of volleyball. During that time, we won regionals, beating Flora my junior year. And then in basketball, we were back-to-back conference champions, beat Flora in the regular season, and then got beat out in regionals. At the time, they didn't have the classes separated, and so you played the bigger schools. And so softball, I played 1 year. I got the RBI award, didn't know what the RBI award was, and so that's when I knew I probably didn't need to play anymore because I didn't know enough about the game, but I did try it. I always tell students that I work with now that being a part of sports, being a part of a team of some sort, gives you so many benefits beyond the court, life lessons. And so I am who I am because of the coaches that I've had in the past. Coach McNeely and I are really good friends now. I love to get to do life with him, and it's fun to have that friendship, especially when he can't make me run anymore. Coach McCollum, which you guys know her as Coble, was my volleyball coach, and she went above and beyond teaching the lessons outside of the court. She was always willing to walk through the crazy parts of life with me, would help me study, things like that. And so that's really when I learned the impact that a coach could have outside of the court. Like I said, some of my best friends came from sports. I got to play alongside Denise Walker, Denise Phillips, Hillary Dawkins, Emily Tillman, and Rachel Thompson. And so I'm still really close with them. And so I know that I appreciate the sports because it provided my lifelong friends. After school, I went to Lincoln Christian College and got my bachelor's in psychology. I went on to get a master's in human services with a specialization in school counseling. I was a school counselor full-time for 10 years, and then we adopted my little girl and kind of stepped out of that, but we've also walked with my husband 12 years in ministry. And so any chance we get to work with area youth community, we love that. I have 3 kids. I have Luke Holloway, who is 11, Lincoln Ray, who's 7, and then Della Girl, who's 3. When we are not chasing them, because they're kind of in that busy stage, when we're not chasing them, then we are coaching. My husband coaches basketball and then does private lessons for all ages, and I coach club volleyball. And then we help with our kids' teams. we know by the grace of God, we are getting to live our best life right now. It's so fun to watch past students that we've had in some realm grow up and succeed and dominate, like Mrs. Cox. I'm not sure if it's okay to say, but Mo, we're so proud of you, kid. Like, we love to see the impact that you're having on that next generation. And so I'm so grateful for North Clay. I'm grateful for the experience it gave me. I'm grateful for the friendships it gave me, and the life lessons. I know I'm a better person because of it. I loved being a part of a small community. We not only did school together, but we did work together. We did youth group together. And so it's so valuable, and I think people take it for granted. So I'm grateful for the life that I have. I'm grateful that God placed me at North Clay when he did. And I'm grateful that we get to watch that next generation grow up. And so enjoy the next few months, whatever stage of life you're in within the school, because it goes fast, but I promise you it's going to be some of your best memories as a child. So enjoy that, and I really enjoy watching you guys do your thing each week and watching you dominate life as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, for joining us, and thank you for touching on your love for sports and how North Clay started all of that, and how you came from playing to now coaching. And thank you for touching on how you beat Flora, because it's definitely a rival school for us. Now, we
Yes.
don't always play them anymore, but I have heard multiple times in this alumni video that beating Flora was a highlight of their high school, so that was good.
Hi, I'm Penny Arnold, and I'm a 1988 graduate of North Clay High School. I loved North Clay so much that I came back after college and was a teacher and principal there for several years. I am now a children's minister at Redbrush Christian Church in Louisville, and I own Turkey Knob Farm, which is a Christmas tree farm here in Louisville. I was involved in several activities. I was in girls basketball, softball, volleyball, and cheerleading. I was an editor for the school newspaper, which was called the Chatterbox. I was a student council president my senior year, and I was also in several musicals, and I loved dance. The dances were probably my favorite thing about high school. I was the prom queen my senior year, and again, I'm always going to be a Cardinal at heart.
Thank you, Penny, for sharing your experiences as being one of our past North Clay principals, and thank you for how you started the Turkey Knob Farm and how it's grown today.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I graduated from North Clay High School in 2014. Throughout high school, I was involved in FFA. My most memorable moment was doing horse judging for FFA. Mr. Branch was one of our advisors for it and took us to the competition my freshman year. Competing on the FFA horse judging team my first year was amazing. Nonetheless, I came out as one of the top teammates on our team, and we ended up being third place overall. Practicing at Phil Fancher's house was also very helpful for me that year, and having previous experience judging horses for 4-H was also helpful. I was never an officer for FFA, I was only a team member. I was not on homecoming or prom court in high school, and I was not a class officer or on student council. My favorite memory or part of high school was doing a line dance for Mrs. Lewis. She was our PE teacher, driver's ed teacher, the one who had a lot of energy, no matter what she was doing. She helped us practice and get ready for the line dance that we did, and we did it to the song Boo Scoot and Boogie by Brooks and Dunn. And it got videoed the day that we did it, so it's out there for anyone who wants to go watch it on YouTube and remember the time that we line danced in high school. I went to Lakeland College for 3.5 years after completing high school, 2 years for ag production and management, and 1.5 years for ag business and supply. Since graduating high school, I have been married since August of 2022. Me and my husband do not have kids as of right now, but we plan to eventually. We both reside in Kenmundy, Illinois, where we've lived in our house for 1 year, approximately, which is super exciting. My hobbies include taking my horse to go ranch cows, playing with my beagle dog Annie, reading, crocheting, cooking new foods, showing my horse at local shows if I can make them, watching my nephews, spending time with my family, and being able to be involved in helping out my husband around the farm when needed. My career as of right now, since March of 2020, is I'm an administrative assistant for a local ag company, South Central FS, and I'm very grateful that I landed the job that I have as of right now when I did, because it's one of the ways that me and my husband met. It's also been a very big blessing to have landed my job when I did, because it gave me the ability to use my educational background that I went to school for after high school and apply it to the real world. So it's been a true honor to work and use my education for what I do on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you, Alyssa, for sharing your North Clay story. I loved getting to see the fact that you did horse judging. I also have done that here at North Clay. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you again to everyone who participated and turned in their videos, and we'll see you next time on
The Cardinal Chirp.